Welcome to the Pickpocket Podcast. I'm your host, Aztec Parrot, and today we'll be talking with the inventor, founder, the everything person, Isaías Rodríguez. Welcome to the Parrot's Nest, Isaías.
Thank you, Parrot. It's good to be here. I know we've had a lot of adventures, so I'm really excited that you're here with this next one. So thank you for hosting, and I'm excited to be having this pilot for the podcast, see where we go with this.
I love Pickpocket, but first of all, I just want to ask this. Who is Isaías Rodríguez?
That's a good question. The way I look at Isaías right now is just like the way I look at the seasons, being mindful that, change is inevitable. So staying grounded, being humble, but also being flexible enough to adapt to different environments. So currently I'm this entrepreneur, visual artist, little piñata maker, a father of two sons, and a transplant that continues to thrive and move through this, this planet to connect with others with creative ways and sharing similar stories and hopefully, inspiring and uplifting the next generations.
Here's a very obvious question. What is Pickpocket?
Well, Pickpocket is really simple. It's customized apparel. That's the one beautiful one that you're wearing. This is a chest pack that I'm wearing right here. It upcycles, recycles apparel so that you can recycle old technology by wearing the pictures and videos you love. So currently, I actually make them myself, and I have pop-ups, and I take orders, and I sell merchandise online. I customize for a variety of devices, and I show people how to wear videos, how to wear their messages. And I'm doing that by cultivating the first 100 with this launch of Pickpocket.
So let's go back to day one. How did you come around with this idea? How did it come about?
The original idea for Pickpocket was a t-shirt design that I made. I wanted to display the visual flyers and art and magazines and newspapers that I thought would be really cool. So I took a clear piece of vinyl and I just cut it on and I sewed it onto the chest and left the top open like a pocket. And so I was able to change the media on the chest really easily. And as soon as I saw the first video playing iPod, the idea came, I want to wear it. And I saw a jacket where I was able to put it on and wear my music videos, wear the videos that I love, wear the important messages that I wanted to display. So I sought out and I did it. Took an old sport coat, thanked my mother who showed me how to sew, and I sewed up the first video wearing Pickpocket jacket and documented that experience back in July 2006 and have been enjoying wearing videos ever since.
What is the idea behind the 100?
Well, the idea is just, pickpocket is a verb. It's not a noun. In order for this to exist, someone has to think about what they want to wear. They got to program it. They got to display the messages, the images that are important to them. So the way I saw it was I wanted to cultivate an audience, a community. I looked at the first 100 being memorable. And so I'm seeking the first 100 for the compensation of $100 per apparel. That allows them to be a featured guest on this podcast series and one of the first people to wear videos. And we're going to share their story and we're going to show the variety of different apparel and devices that they wear and see how we can connect and really uplift and celebrate everyone's story. Pickpocket is all about you. It's not about some corporate identity telling you what is cool or what it means to be a brown, man or what it means to be this, that, or the other, however you identify. What I love about this platform is that you get to put whatever you want. What pictures are important to you? I'm encouraging people to be able to shoot their own images, and not just to wear things that they see online. Although that's really cool too, because you can bring a lot of support to causes and messages that otherwise, is consumed in a very singular way. By taking these devices and flipping them, we're able to share a lot more of a different type of engagement. And that kind of connection has been so memorable that I'm looking forward to hear what the first 100 people encounter and what stories and how Pickpocket is going to impact culture. So that's really exciting.
How does someone become part of the first 100?
To become part of the first 100 is really simple. All they got to do is check out the website. It's pickpocket.life, pickpoket.life. And there you can just sign up and that directly goes to me and typically I respond within 24 hours. And then once it's a good alignment, we process your order. Depending on what you want to wear, you either drop it off, ship it. Within that time, I connect with you, and you're welcome into our 100 community. And it's a digital space that I've created where we share resources, information, and where we learn to grow with each other and support one another. So that's something I'm really excited about doing as well. And then once your order's done, hopefully we're there to film it. You document it, and you show everyone else what kind of experience you've had by wearing the pictures and videos you love.
Why in the year 2025 is it important to create community, especially through something like Pickpocket?
I think right now we're such a downward-facing culture. And one thing that Pickpocket combats is that visual connection, that intimate moment where you just are a few feet away from somebody and otherwise probably wouldn't even engage with them. But by wearing videos, there's just this open window of curiosity. People are just more willing to ask, what are you wearing? What is that? And that's just that one opportunity that allows for such a connection that I feel is missing right now because everyone is so numb. And what I want to do is just flip the script. Is show them, hey, let's just flip this thing and project. And let's use it as a tool to connect so that we can connect on levels that you never thought possible. You might be sitting next to somebody who has the same interests as you and you just don't know it. Because that social engagement of riding on the metro or the train or the bus or just being, in passing doesn't allow. And here we have this opportunity. Now it's not for everyone, but those who are willing, I tell you, it's a fun experience. I've been wearing videos since 2006. I got stories. And through this journey, I'm planning to share that with everyone.
So I've worn Pickpocket quite a few times, and the experience of entering into a public space.
When people enter the public space wearing Pickpocket, it's a very dynamic experience. People notice, you're wearing video, especially in low light settings. It can be very attractive. Now, with that level of attention, we try to help you and guide you on how to manage that because it can be a bit overwhelming. All the people who are the first 100 are pretty comfortable with that level of attention. But for those who may not or see this as an opportunity to step into that, be prepared for a lot of eyes on you and being able to communicate what you're wearing and why you're wearing it. Someone doesn't just put on a pickpocket and it's like, oh, this little thing. No, they know exactly what they're doing. It's very purposeful. There's a certain level of mindfulness that goes into being a pickpocket owner, being a pickpocket member. And that's where I hope that we can reflect that in this series and show people how dynamic, how diverse, and how appealing and accessible this new platform of connecting, celebrating, and wearing the pictures and videos that you love can impact our culture and each other's lives. And I'm curious in how this is going to impact on the long term as well.
How does someone choose what to wear?
I've used Android and iPhones. There's actually a lot of different ways you could wear videos. You could play YouTube videos. You can download, you can record your own, you can do slide decks, you can create them on multiple platforms now. The environment has changed dramatically. So with that, we look to just engage and hopefully cultivate people to be creative so that they can share their media on a variety of different ways and wear these images the way you're displaying, the way I'm displaying, and connect on a whole nother level. It goes different to like when people say, the most downloaded artist or the most viewed artist. I mean, now it's literally like you're going to be worn. Music videos are going to be worn. Artists, I know for sure, are going to want to walk down the red carpet with their pickpocket, because to be able to have that level of control and creative power, I think is pretty amazing.
I'm somewhat of a visual artist, so I can wear my own art. I can imagine like a photographer wearing their own stuff, or just kind of being a supporter of the arts and supporter of a certain art. How can an article of clothing like Pickpocket, how can it change the world?
The way it can do so is, like I say, pickpocket is a verb. So it's not just a noun. In order for this thing to exist, someone has to take action to put it together. So pickpocket can be a huge statement for people seeking a certain level of attention that can garner change, influence, and support. I think that is really powerful.
Which apparel is available right now, and what's the process of customizing a
So
piece?
I have some selective pieces that I just started out with. So you'll see that available on my website and on my social media platform, which we sell on. If I do pop-ups, you'll see that, I'll be available. So just check out the website for all that information. The way it works right now is you sign up, I get back to you. And if it's a good fit, we process your order, you drop off or you ship. So during that time, as you're waiting for your pickpocket to be customized, we welcome you to the First 100 community. We give you a profile page so that you can share your information, and we connect with you about when we're going to shoot your podcast episode. You also learn a little bit about the tutorials. You learn about the how-tos. We give you some encouragement and some insight about how to wear videos and like etiquette, from our experiences. But more importantly, you get to connect with the first 100 people, and we get to come together at various times to see how we can support one another. So I'm looking to share those stories and those experiences and see what happens.
Talk a little bit about the thrift store tour.
Yeah, so right now I'm crafting what I'm calling my thrift store tour. I'm going to be popping up at different thrift stores. I have this challenge where I want to ask them to donate a piece of garment that I could turn into a pickpocket and then, sell that or offer it as a gift to someone who works there. The idea is really just to show my solidarity and my support for all these thrift stores, to bring attention to their services, their clothing, so that people shop there and that we can work together and celebrating art and culture through pickpocket clothing. So stay tuned for where I'll be. There's going to be a couple pop-ups. And if you're a thrift store out there, if you see this and you're like, hey, I want him to come to my location, or you're an art space, whatever, hit me up. Let me know. I'm looking forward to connect and showing people the power of wearing visual media on their clothing.
All right. Hey, well, thank you for being the first guest on your own Pickpocket podcast.
Yeah,
and also having the Parrot's Nest here as the space that helps launch this podcast off. Is there anything that you want to be able to say to the folks as we exit?
Well, first, I just want to thank everyone who's put a lot of love and attention in regards to Pickpocket and myself. 2024 was an amazing journey, and 2025 has just started out with such a bang. And I also just want to thank you, Parrot, for being a part of this journey. Like I said before, man, we've done a lot of things, and this is the first one. This is a pilot episode. So, it's only going to get better, but I just want to say, for what it's worth and how we've come together, I'm really grateful for this. Folks out there, if you see value in everything that I'm doing and what this series and what Pickpocket means, please check us out. I'm looking for people who see the value in wearing the pictures and videos you love. Wear your pictures, wear your videos, wear your life.
Pickpocket.
Pickpocket.
Pickpocket Podcast. I'm DJ Aztec Parrot. Want to thank you for joining. And remember, check it out and become part of that first 100.
Let's play.